Hey everyone, welcome back to Dark Facts 2.0. My name is Candace, and today we're diving into something no one taught you in school, and no one taught her either: how to touch a woman like a man who knows her body more intimately than she even knows it herself, how to speak to her nervous system in silence, how to unlock her instinctive desire through subtle, calibrated contact, not forced, not performative, but primal. There are 7 pleasure zones on her body that women are biologically and neurologically wired to respond to, but the truth is most men never even come close to them because these areas don't announce themselves. They're not flashy or obvious. They're not what you see in movies or learn from magazines. But here's what separates high-value men from the average high-value men. Understand this simple truth. Desire is not manufactured from cliches. It's built from precision. It's built from silent confidence and a kind of dominance that doesn't beg for validation. It just exists, and women feel it before they understand it. These 7 forgotten zones aren't just physical, they're gateways to her subconscious. They awaken her limbic brain, her emotional animal response, and once that response is activated, her body will move, react, even surrender before her rationale mind can process what's happening. Touch these areas with awareness and intention, and she will remember you not as a moment, but as a biological imprint. 1. The inner wrist asterisk. The skin on her inner wrist is neurologically rich. It's thin, warm, and packed with sensory nerve endings. But what makes it powerful isn't just the texture. It's the timing. Average men never touch it. They bypass it. They focus on hands, hips, lips. But confident men graze it slowly, intentionally, maybe in passing, but never without awareness. This creates a micro spike of tension that shoots directly into her limbic system, which governs emotion, memory, and arousal, her evolutionary memory links this area to trust, to comfort, to surrender. And when a man she's connected with touches her here, even for half a second, it flips a biological switch that says, I trust him, I'll let him closer. But here's the nuance. The wrist doesn't only respond to touch because of nerves. It's also a biochemical trigger. When you touch this area after eye contact or deep verbal intimacy, her brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Her body now associates your fingerprint with emotional safety, and emotional safety is the foundation of arousal. Now, her brain may forget the conversation, but her body won't forget the sensation, the way your touch felt in that precise spot. It becomes sensory memory, and sensory memory lasts longer than logic. To the small of her back, this area is instinctively protected by women because it's tied to balance, to movement, to vulnerability. In primal times, when a male entered this zone, it meant one of 2 things: either danger or protection, and her body had to decide fast. When you touch her here softly, especially in public or transitional moments, like walking through a door, crossing a street, or guiding her to a seat, it sends a signal not of control, but of confident direction. It says, I'm present, I'm aware, I've got this. It's not the touch alone, it's the timing of it that amplifies the effect. And what happens in her subconscious is powerful. Her body responds to that presence with alignment. It activates ancient instincts. That whisper he leads, I follow. And that's not manipulation, that's primal design. Her body yearns to relax around grounded direction. The difference between a boy and a man is that one needs permission, the other walks with purpose. And when she feels that purpose behind your presence, her nervous system opens. 3. The side of the neck, not the front asterisk. Most men go for the front of the neck. It's predictable, it's obvious, it's repetitive, but the real tension, the emotional heat, lives on the side of the neck, just below the ear, down to the collarbone. This is where vital arteries run close to the surface, where nerve clusters are densely packed, and where fear and trust collide. When you touch this area, or even let your breath linger near it, you create emotional displacement. Her brain doesn't know how to classify the sensation. Is it comfort or is it threat? Is it safe or dangerous? And that confusion triggers obsession. Here's the hidden truth. The neck is where predators strike, and also where lovers breathe. When a woman allows a man access to this area, her nervous system is balancing fear, submission, and longing. And if your energy is calm, controlled, grounded, her body responds with surrender, not because you demanded it, but because she felt safe enough to give it. And that surrender is deeper than lust. It's trust and motion. For the back of the knee asterisk, most men don't even know this area exists, but that's exactly why it's powerful. The back of the knee is a goldmine of sensitivity, packed with nerve endings and almost never touched, which makes it psychologically disarming when you graze this area during close physical proximity. Like when she's seated or lying down, her brain doesn't prepare for it, and that's what makes it electric. Her filters don't block it because they weren't expecting it. This bypasses her rational thinking and ignites what psychologists call novelty arousal, a spike in emotional and physical response to something new and unexpected. This area works best when her body is relaxed, her guard is down, and her focus is elsewhere. Maybe She's laughing, maybe she's lost in thought, and then suddenly a touch that didn't follow a script, and her body reacts not because of logic, but because of chemistry. This is how real attraction is built, not from lines or strategies, but from the moments. Her body responds before her mind can explain it. 5. Her hip bone ridge, not her waist, not her stomach, but the hard edge of her pelvic bone. This is where physical tension gathers. This is where her subconscious places anticipation touching this area. With slow, deliberate pressure tells her nervous system, I see your structure, I respect it, and I know how to move around it. It's intimacy without invasion. It's desire without demand. And that's what builds trust. Her body interprets this touch as awareness, not aggression. This ridge is the center of motion. It's how her body shifts, how her legs move, how her hips align. Touching it is a silent language that says, I understand your rhythm. And when she feels that attunement, her body leans in. Anticipation is more powerful than action because it creates space for the mind to wander too. Imagine to crave, and when you master the art of touching with patience, her mind will race to places you haven't even gone yet. 6. The base of the scalp, not her hair, not her forehead. The base of the scalp, right where the neck meets the hairline, is one of the most ancient emotional zones on her body. This is where the body stores stress. It's where survival responses originate. When you touch this area during quiet moments with slow, steady fingers, her nervous system reads it as a signal of protection. I'm safe, but I'm being watched, and that contrast between peace and awareness creates a physiological calm that feels like emotional intimacy. Here's what most men don't know. The vagus nerve runs near this area, and it controls breathing, heart rate, emotion, and emotional regulation. When you stimulate this area lightly, you activate her parasympathetic nervous system, which slows her heart, deepens her breath, and drops her defenses. And she doesn't even know why that's happening. This is real power, the ability to calm her body into connection without saying a word. 7. Her lower rib cage. Almost no man ever touches this area, and that's exactly why it works right beneath her chest, along the outer edge of her ribs are clusters of intercostal nerves that control breathing and posture. When you touch here, gently, especially when guiding her movement, her body begins to mirror yours without realizing it. Behavioral scientists call this autonomic mirroring. And once her body syncs with yours, you don't just have her attention, you have her rhythm. This zone connects directly to the diaphragm, which is the main regulator of breath, and breath is the foundation of emotional regulation. When you touch her here while maintaining your own slow breath, she unconsciously begins to match it. Now you are the pace, you are the rhythm. Her body feels in tune with yours, and that kind of nonverbal syncing is more intimate than any kiss because it says, I'm in your frequency, not chasing, not forcing, just aligned. If you're done hoping she notices you and you're ready to become the man her body can't ignore, you don't need louder moves, you need smarter ones. Not performance, but presence, not tactics, but touch that speaks instinct. Learn her body like a map, not to conquer it, but to navigate it, because real attraction doesn't start with words. It begins in the way you make her feel, without asking, without taking, without noise, just awareness. And silence and timing.